Welcome back to NT Coins World, the ultimate treasure chest for collectors, history lovers, and coin enthusiasts. Today's episode is a journey through the corridors of Indian numismatic heritage, diving deep into two extraordinary coins that have withstood the test of time and still echo the legacy of the British Raj era. These aren't just copper tokens from history, they are windows into colonial India, valuable to both collectors and historians alike. We're talking about the iconic 1938 and 1942 one-quarter Anna coins from India. Each holds a unique tale of monarchs, political transition, wartime scarcity, and intricate artistry. If you've ever found one of these coins in an old collection or dream of owning a piece of Indian history, you're in the right place. Buckle up for a detailed exploration of these two gems that continue to fascinate numismatists around the world. The 1938 one-quarter Anna coin is an important artifact from the final years of King George V's legacy and the early days of King George VI's reign. Struck in the initial year of George VI's tenure as the Emperor of India, this coin reflects not only a change in design, but a significant shift in British Indian governance. Following the death of King George V in 1936 and the short reign of Edward VIII, George VI ascended the throne, and India's coinage quickly adapted to reflect the new monarch. This particular coin, the 1938 one-quarter Anna, was minted entirely in copper and represents the lowest denomination of its type during the period. It showcases a rich reddish-brown tone in fine condition and carries slight signs of wear, typical of circulated pieces. Despite this wear, the design elements remain sharp enough to capture the coin's elegant aesthetic and historical detail. On the obverse of the 1938 one-quarter Anna, you'll find a left-facing portrait of King George VI, featuring a finely detailed crown and military attire. Surrounding the portrait is the inscription George VI, King and Emperor of India. This was the official title used during his reign, and the regal portrait exudes both authority and colonial majesty. This version of the coin marks the first instance of George VI's image appearing on the Indian one-quarter Anna series, and this change brought with it a complete design refresh that distinguishes it from earlier George V issues. Turning to the reverse side, the coin displays the denomination one-quarter Anna India, along with the year 1938, arranged symmetrically. Encircling the inscription is a decorative beaded border, a motif that reflects both British and traditional Indian ornamental influences. The overall design is clean, symmetrical, and carries an aesthetic charm that appeals to collectors of colonial coinage. The inscription appears in English only, typical of British minted coins aimed at administrative efficiency and widespread circulation across British India. The mintage for the 1938 one-quarter Anna was significant but limited compared to the wartime years that followed. Exact mintage figures vary depending on the source, but it is estimated that tens of millions were produced at the Bombay and Calcutta mints. However, because this was the first year of issue under George VI, it carries a foundational place in any George VI Indian coin collection. While not exceedingly rare, the 1938 coin holds elevated interest due to its historical placement and clean, appealing design. In terms of value, a 1938 one-quarter Anna in fine condition is moderately priced, but gaining steady interest in the collector market. The coin typically sells between 100 to 250 Indian rupees, or around $3 to $5 in fine grade, depending on the overall eye appeal and clarity of the details. Higher grade versions in extremely fine or uncirculated condition can command anywhere from 500 to 1500 rupees or more, especially if the coin exhibits even toning and minimal corrosion. Coins with full detail on the king's portrait and a well-centered strike will always be valued higher. Errors are not common for the 1938 issue, but a few types have been reported. Some of the rarest examples include off-center strikes, die cracks, and coins with partial or doubled inscriptions. While not as frequently encountered as errors in later wartime coins, these minting anomalies are highly collectible when found and can fetch a premium depending on the visibility and nature of the error. A clear double strike or a rotated die error on a 1938 quarter Anna can fetch well over 2,000 Indian rupees or 25 to 40 US dollars at international auctions. Collector interest in the 1938 one-quarter Anna remains high due to its position as the beginning of the George VI series and its elegant design. It is often the cornerstone coin in quarter Anna collections and serves as an introduction to British Indian coinage for new collectors. Its affordability, historical relevance, and aesthetically pleasing features make it one of the most collected and admired copper coins from pre-independence India. The 1942 one-quarter Anna coin is one of the most significant and widely circulated coins of British India during the 20th century. Struck during the height of World War II, this coin carries with it not only numismatic interest, but immense historical importance. While India was still under British control, the nation was also a major contributor to the Allied war effort, and the coinage from this period reflects both the administrative pressures and resource constraints brought on by global conflict. This coin, like its predecessors, was composed of copper, but wartime metal demands often led to the use of slightly altered compositions and rushed minting practices. As a result, many 1942 one-quarter Anna coins exhibit noticeable die wear and inconsistent strikes, which ironically add to their charm and collector value. In fine condition, the coin shows moderate circulation wear, but the major features, inscriptions and portrait remain distinguishable and sharp enough for evaluation. On the obverse, the 1942 quarter Anna displays the now familiar portrait of King George VI, crowned and dressed in ceremonial military garb. The surrounding inscription reads George VI King Emperor, which was simplified from the earlier King and Emperor of India, used on earlier versions like the 1938 issue. This minor modification in the wording marked a stylistic change while still maintaining colonial formalities. The engraving of the king's face often shows soft features in lower grades due to heavy mint use, but in fine condition, the likeness remains relatively distinct. The reverse side of the coin is perhaps one of the most iconic among British Indian copper coinage. It features the denomination one-quarter Anna India 1942 in the center, arranged in a clean and well-balanced circular format. The coin is bordered by a beaded pattern, and many examples include small symbols or mint marks to distinguish where they were struck. The primary mints responsible for producing this coin were Bombay and Calcutta, both of which played vital roles in maintaining India's currency flow during wartime. The 1942 one-quarter Anna was produced in vast quantities, with a combined mintage exceeding 300 million coins across multiple mints. This high mintage was necessary to meet the needs of a rapidly growing and mobilizing population. However, despite its abundance, the 1942 coin has become a collector's favorite due to its wartime context, and specific varieties and errors have become highly sought after in the numismatic market. In fine condition, the 1942 one-quarter Anna is readily available but still appreciated. Its market value typically falls in the range of 80 to 200 Indian rupees, or approximately 2 to 4 US dollars, depending on wear, patina, and clarity of detail. Higher grade coins with full reverse inscriptions and sharp rim beading can sell for 400 to 800 rupees or more, especially when slabbed or graded by international services. Brilliantly preserved examples in uncirculated condition, particularly those with mint luster, can reach prices over 2,000 Indian rupees or 25 US dollars. What truly elevates the 1942 quarter Anna are its numerous error varieties. Among the most notable are double die strikes, off-center impressions, die cracks, and the famous wrong planchet errors. Coins struck on smaller copper planchets or with misaligned dies can sell for impressive amounts, especially when verified by professional grading. An example of a 1942 quarter Anna struck with partial inscriptions or with a 5% to 10% off-center strike can fetch 3,000 rupees or more, especially among error collectors. There are also specific interest areas among collectors regarding mint variations. While most 1942 quarter Annas were struck at the Bombay Mint and bear no mint mark, coins with tiny dots, diamond, or raised symbols can denote specific mintage locations or batches and are catalogued separately in advanced numismatic literature. These variations, when identified, can carry a premium based on rarity and condition. Collector enthusiasm for the 1942 one-quarter. Anna stems from its rich wartime background, high mintage with a variety of errors, and its role as a last copper issue before significant changes occurred in post-war Indian coinage. It is considered one of the foundational coins for those collecting British India, and a high-quality specimen remains a must-have in any serious South Asian coin collection. Together, the 1938 and 1942 one-quarter Anna coins serve as a timeline of colonial power, artistic evolution, and historical turning points in Indian coinage. Both are accessible to new collectors while offering great depth for advanced enthusiasts who appreciate varieties, errors, and historic context. Whether you're hunting for hidden errors or building a complete British Indian set, these two coins are essential pieces of the puzzle, and they remind us that every small copper coin can carry a world of history. Thanks for watching this in-depth exploration on NT Coins World.